All right. Hey, everyone. So I want you to be prepared. I may hurt some feelings in this episode, but you need to hear it. This episode, chances are, is for you. We talk about stop fighting everybody's battles for them. Let them learn from their experience. It's only going to help them grow. Step back and watch the outcome and see how it's going to play out. It's the best thing for everybody. Enjoy the show. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Here we are, Real Recovery Talk. I am your host, Tom Conrad. In today's episode, it is just me. Benjamin B is off doing his thing, and that is okay. First things first, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you're listening on the podcast app, thank you, thank you, thank you. Leave us a review. I'm breathing a little heavy, so bear with me. Got a workout in, still recovering from that. Anyways, if you're listening on the podcast, thank you. Leave us a review. Much appreciated. Definitely helps us with the overall cause. Leave us a 5-star. That'd be great. If you want to leave us a 1-star, email us first and let us know why, so we can possibly fix it. What I want to discuss today is very, very important. So you need to listen. This is not geared towards clients that are here, towards addicts that are looking into recovery, or anybody that's looking to get sober. This is strictly geared towards parents, loved ones, spouses. Now, the podcast over the years has kind of morphed into more or less geared for loved ones. That was the purpose. That was the overarching theme of the podcast, was to help parents and spouses and loved ones navigate addiction, how they can get the help that they need or that their loved one needs, and kind of the right decisions to make, because you're going to run into a lot of roadblocks. There's a lot of situations that just kind of catch you by surprise. And this podcast was really geared towards helping loved ones navigate addiction and how to get themselves help and their loved ones help. But I think people sometimes listen intently, but they don't put it into practice. So I'm reiterating again, probably for the 50th time over the course of the 225 episodes that we've recorded. Do not fight your loved ones' battles for them when they're getting clean and sober. Do not fight your loved ones' battles for them when they are getting clean and sober. What does that mean? They need to be able to practice confrontation strategies. They need to be able to navigate confrontation in a productive way. They do not need you, loved one, fighting their battles for them. I can't tell you how many times there is a learning opportunity for somebody getting clean and sober through confrontation with somebody else. There's a disagreement. They may not like somebody. Somebody might have said something to hurt their feelings. Who knows? But the worst thing that you can do as a spouse, as a loved one, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, as a parent, mom, dad, the worst thing that you can do is get involved in that battle for them. We are not an adolescent program. We do not work with people under 18 years old. We work with what's called adults. And when you become an adult, there comes a level of responsibility. Now, with that being said, most people start using drugs and they start drinking well before they're an adult. 12, 13, 14. So they haven't had an opportunity to really develop critical thinking skills. They haven't had an opportunity to have a confrontation with somebody in a productive manner. They haven't had a lot of these opportunities because they've been too busy drinking and drugging. So when they get clean and sober, it is an opportunity for them to start practicing these things. Because before, when we got in confrontations, and I'll speak for myself, when I got in confrontations with people, there was no resolution. My resolution was, well, screw you. I'm going to go get drunk. I didn't care. It wasn't anything that alcohol couldn't solve. So I never ended up fixing anything. And lo and behold, that problem was there the next day. And what would I do? I would drink, I would use drugs, and that problem would go away for the day, but it would be there the next day. It wasn't until I got clean and sober that I started having confrontations with people, but I didn't have drugs and alcohol to resort to, so I had to start figuring it out as what's called an adult. I had to figure out how I can have this confrontation with somebody in a productive way. How can I communicate my concerns or the way that whatever made me feel? How can I communicate this in a way that isn't going to make it worse, that ultimately at the end, hopefully both parties can come together and recognize their differences and move on? We can't do that if we have people fighting our battles for us. So I will talk to addicts, alcoholics out there. When you do get clean and you do get sober and you do have confrontation, don't look for other people to fight your battles for you. Fight them for yourself. Now, in the end, if there's no resolution to be had, if you feel like you've gone through the proper channels, you've done everything that you can do, you cleaned your side of the street, you did everything that you can do. You can't please everybody. There's going to be people out there that you don't like and that don't like you, and you have to manage to navigate this world with them in it. Parents, loved ones, spouses, there's going to be people that your loved one doesn't like. There's going to be situations that they get put in that you don't agree with, and you at that point are faced with a choice. You can either do what most parents, spouses, loved ones would do, swoop in and try and rescue, or you can step back and watch and see how this plays out and look at this through the eyes of this is an opportunity for them to practice everything that they have learned since getting sober. Unfortunately, most loved ones don't allow that to happen. They feel that it is their duty to swoop in and try and control the situation because they feel like they know what's best. And it really frustrates me because there is an opportunity there that is not being capitalized on because people have massive control issues. I felt it necessary to come on, record this, put it out there for people to hear because it happens all too often. I reference myself a lot. When I got sober, my dad was in Pennsylvania. I had to fight my battles for myself. I was 26 years old. It was about time that I started to figure it out myself. Up until 26 years old, my dad, he fought every battle for me. I wrecked my car, he got me a new one. I got picked up by the police, he bailed me out. I got fired from my job, he put me in treatment. Thank God. I got into an argument with somebody, he always had my back. But when I got sober, I had no clue how to do any of this stuff myself. I didn't even know how to pay damn bills. So when I got sober, I had an opportunity to start learning all of this stuff. So I challenge you, loved ones, to reconsider how involved you're going to be with your loved one's confrontation resolution. Let them figure it out themselves. You'll be glad that you did. All right, that is it for this episode of Real Recovery Talk. Thank you for tuning in. If you think that we can possibly help you with your specific situation, feel free to reach out. Tom at realrecoverytalk.com, Ben at realrecoverytalk.com. We will get back to you promptly, and we promise you we will ask you for your phone number. So if you don't want to give us your phone number, don't even bother emailing us. That is it. We will see y'all later.